This is my review of First Blood by David Morrell. Let's talk about Rambo. Hello, I'm Peter the Book Lover. Welcome to the video. If you're new here, I welcome you. And if you're coming back, welcome back. It's good to see you again. I hope you enjoyed the last videos that I've made. And if you did, thank you for watching. And those that gave me a like, I really appreciate you. You're fantastic. I really appreciate the likes that I've got on my last videos. And in this video, we're going to talk about Rambo. Now, to talk about Rambo, I have to start with the movies before I could get into the book, because I had a long journey with the movies. And I finally got through with the book today. Well, yesterday. I finished it yesterday. That was March 11th, 2024. And I'm happy that I read it. If you want a quick rating, I really don't rate books, but I would say that I would recommend this. I'm going to start with I recommend it. And let's get into the movies. So let's start off with the first movie that I seen. The first movie I seen was Rambo, First Blood. And this is the introduction to Sylvester Stallone's Rambo character. And this is a fantastic movie. This is by far my favorite thing of Rambo. I love this movie. It's fantastic. It was followed by this movie, Rambo 2, which I seen, but I did not see that in the movie theaters, and I seen it on tape, and I didn't feel it was nearly as good as First Blood. And then this movie came out, Rambo 3. Same thing. I did not go to the theater to see it. I seen it on tape. I wasn't impressed with it because it wasn't like the movie I fell in love with. The movie I fell in love with was the story about a vet having trouble with the police, and these other two movies, Rambo 2 and 3, were more like wartime movies, and I really didn't enjoy them as much. And this next movie, Rambo, right here, was released at a time where Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I forgot the name of this movie exactly, but this movie came out a little bit before Rambo. And by this movie coming out, I really didn't like this movie at all. I thought it was really lame. And I was expecting Rambo to be lame, this movie right here. So I didn't go to the theater. I thought I was not going to be interested in watching Rambo. I thought it was going to be another, like, 2 or 3 more Rambo that I really didn't get into. But then I finally seen this movie at my friend's house, and I was glued to the screen. It grabbed me from the beginning. I love this movie. This is my second favorite Rambo thing. Out of all the Rambo experiences that I've had, Rambo the movie here is my second favorite experience. It's really neck and neck with First Blood, the first movie. And then after that we have Rambo 5, which I didn't go to the movie theaters. I watched it twice, and to tell you the truth, it's okay. It's more like the Rambo of First Blood than opposed to the Rambo of 2 and 3. So I enjoyed it a little bit. He went against the drug cartels in Mexico, and it was pretty interesting. I can't say that I hated it, but it definitely was not as good. It's like, and then we got this as my third favorite Rambo thing now. And I was, though, expecting this to be my favorite Rambo thing, but I do like the movie just a little bit more. And I'm so thankful they went the movie route opposed to this route, because, And I'm not just talking about the ending. I'm talking about this character. He's a little bit different than the Rambo of the movie. This guy is a little bit more hostile. You know, he's he wants revenge, whereas Rambo just really wants to get out of there. It seems like, and the Rambo in the movie seemed like he was really pushed. This guy was pushing just as much as the police officer Teasel was pushing him. You know, he was pushing just as much as he was getting pushed. And this guy's and this the way that he gets free. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to spoil the movie or anything, but the way he gets free is different than the way he escapes from custody in the movie, and I prefer the movie way. Although at the same time, I could watch the other way and see how good they portray that scene because it's a lot more bloody and gory on how he escapes and what he does after he escapes. It's quite different. Now, in this, he is called a kid. And when you watch First Blood, the movie, you do not see Sylvester Stallone as a kid in that movie. As a matter of fact, you were already familiar with him from Rocky, so he was a man completely, you know. Like, one of my favorite movies is Rocky 3. I love that movie. If you have not seen Rocky 3, oh my lord. That is, I don't know, some people think it's over the top and cheesy, but I loved it. Hulk Hogan, and it was just incredible. So, back to this. Okay, so he's labeled a kid in this book, and he has a beard, and it is similar because they're gonna, they don't like his hair. The town, you know, they don't want him. You know, he's got scraggly hair. I've got the same issues. They probably wouldn't like me as a stranger, although I wouldn't. I'd be very respectful. You know, I wouldn't have the same problem. I when I'm around police officers, I'm very respectful, and I never had a problem with police officers. Well, when I was younger, I had a different attitude, but once I became an adult and I started realizing what they were, I have a lot of respect for police officers. So I never have a problem. I would not act this way that he does. But at the same time, Teasel is not that bright. And yeah, the events happen quite differently in this. There's some pretty cool underground, well, not underground, but in tunnel scenes. There's one part of this that doesn't make sense in the book, to where he's in a cave and he's got a fire in the cave, and I don't think you could do that because you can't have a fire in a cave because you'll suffocate. You know, you can't really do that. But he has a fire in the cave. I like the thought process about it because you're in the cave and they can't see the fire. But then it said if you're in a cave, you can't have a fire. I mean, he was walking around with a torch in the movie, but and yeah, there's animal life in the, you know, it's like a cave or a cavern. You know, there's a part where he's underground, and yeah, the it's just as explosive as the movie. It's different. You know, he steals a motorcycle. Okay, and then the ending of this book, I kind of love it, but I like it, and I'm so glad that the movie did not follow the ending because the ending is pretty the best I could say, it's like a 1984 ending or ending of Night of the Living Dead. Remember in the Night of the Living Dead at the very end of the movie, the ending is, if you have not seen the ending of Night of the Living Dead, it's got one of the most dark endings. This has a dark ending like that, and it's pretty crazy. So, okay, this is my review of Rambo. I hope you enjoyed this review. And like I say, I really think my favorite thing of Rambo is still the movie. I was really excited about reading this, and I was expecting this to be, I'm not really disappointed, but I'm not satisfied like I thought I would be. Like when I read The Godfather, oh my God, The Godfather was completely satisfying when I read that. That was like, oh, you know, I loved it. Okay, so I'm finished with that. Now I do not make a long list of. Oh, before I get into the books that I'm going to read next, I want to point out the names up here. Those are shout outs. Please, you don't have to, but please, if you want to, please check out these channels. These are other booktubers that I watch. A lot of them have interesting channels. Some channels are more interesting than others. But yes, these are all channels that I've watched and I'm pretty familiar. And they're part of my community, and I hope that you would give their channels a shot. Okay, so let me talk about the book that I plan on reading next. Well, I started. This is Tesla, the Wizard of Electricity. So this is going to be the next review I do. Although I'm still got a Silas Marner video that I've got planned. Silas Marner is a book that I've read before Dune, and actually I would rate that as like the best book I read this year. And I'd say that it only because Dune's a reread, so I don't know if you would call a reread the best book you read of the year, because I would actually call Silas Marner because it's new to me, you know. I don't know. I don't know though if you see, this is the thing. My hardest part about making YouTube videos is rating books. I have a hard time putting a rating on a book because I don't know. There would be things that I like about a book and other things that I don't, and then the other book it will be the same thing, and it's like I prefer to say I recommend this or I don't recommend this. So I got a Silas Marner review coming, and after that I'm going to have a review of Tesla, the Wizard of Electricity by David J. Kent. I started this. So far I've got one little interesting thing. Nikola Tesla was born in a thunderstorm when there was lightning. So far that is a pretty cool fact that I've got. I'm just starting to. There's a prologue, and I'm on chapter 1. I read like one page, and I could tell this is going to be an interesting book. It's got some pretty cool artwork and illustrations and photos and stuff like that in here as well. Okay, that's the video. Be looking for, I hope you will and come around for my review of Tesla and my review of Silas Marner, and I hope you enjoy the videos that I made in the past. And if you want to subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And I really hope that you're having a nice day, and I'll see you in the next time.